Really quickly, before we get started, I just want to say that I have written a new book. It is called Therapy. I will leave a link in the description so that you can go and check it out. I will also leave a link to a video where I talk more in depth about it. That is not the reason that you have clicked on this video, so let's get to the actual video, shall we? I don't really know how to start this video off because I feel like you've clicked on this video and you know exactly what you're looking for, but I feel like I need to have an intro. I have come to the realisation that I am not very good with keeping up with the trends of what is popular on YouTube. I just make stuff that I enjoy, and I am quite often about 5 years late to something. But I know that later down the line I want to make myself into this monster. No, I'm going to think logically, I'm going to be smart about this, which is unusual, and I'm going to actually make it now whilst it's popular. So that's why you're seeing this video and not something to do with Five Nights at Freddy's. I turned myself into the lovely lady from Resident Evil Requiem. Let's get to the video, shall we? If you haven't already, please go check out Therapy. Thank you very much. Okay, love you, bye. I have this much white fabric, which might actually be enough. No, it won't be. No. Sadly not quite enough. But I figured that doesn't overly matter because I had a look at her outfit and it is more grey than white. So even if I used this, I would have to grey it up and make it look dirtier than it actually is. I have this material. For the sake of me buying more material, I figure I should use material that I already have. So that's what I'm going to do. This is a very simple dress. From what I could see, it's literally just a flip, 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 and then flip, flip. So it shouldn't be that difficult to do. I hope. Goodness, I hope. So originally I was going to make this how I make most other dresses, by making a top piece, a bottom piece, then sewing the two together, making a dress. However, when I actually cut out the bodice piece and I looked at it and I looked at a picture of her and I thought that's not what her dress is. So I ended up cutting out just two rectangles and using them. I used my Don't Worry Darling dress for reference for how long I wanted it to be, because I knew that that falls on my body where I wanted this dress to be as well. So I used that as reference. I then pinned where I would need to sew it, leaving room for both my head and my arms. I succeeded in making a box dress. I'm gonna cut the line slightly further so that it matches my collarbone, essentially. But I'm going to sew this. I'm actually going to cut it whilst it's on me so that I know where I'm cutting. I would just like to say that I'm a professional, I know what I'm doing, and please do not cut material whilst it's on you because it can be dangerous. I then sewed all of the seams together, leaving room for obviously my arms, my head and my body to fit through. I didn't do any hemming because it would add more if it was slightly frayed, plus I was going to cut the endings anyway. It is a new day. I'm going to start cutting the bottom of this. A razor that I stole from the bathroom, and I tested it on a scrap bit of this fabric and it does wear it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got the little holes. I saw someone do this, I can't remember who it was, but I saw someone using a razor for weathering items and it gives it a more natural looking weather rather than, I know I used to just cut holes and then like pull it, but it looks very artificial, whereas a razor gives it slightly better layering, I personally think. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to cut the bottom to make it that jagged look. So for some reason the razor didn't work, and I can't tell whether or not it's because of the material or the most likely option is because it's a very dull razor because it's not new. So I ended up doing basically clumping all the material together and then snipping the material in a similar way that you would with hair to make the ends look more natural. I did this to the material before I tried painting it brown, but the brown just looked a little bit ominous, so I ended up watering down black paint and dipping it into that in the similar way that I did my corpse bride costume. Today is the day that I turn myself into this lovely lady. Let's start by bucking my eyebrows, putting on a ball cap. I specifically had to buy ball caps for this because I ran out when I did my art cosplay, because I had two and then I accidentally ruined one before making myself art. So we're gonna, bald cap, I'm gonna put you on charge because you're my fan. I didn't realise how long this makeup took me, but it took me 3.5 hours because I started it at 10 to 9, as you can see from the clock behind me, and I finished at 12:15, which is a very long time to be doing a makeup look, but I think it paid off. So I started by gluing down my eyebrows, adding a bald cap, and I then started adding fake teeth, which I had made from a meltable plastic. I can't remember what it's called, but they're like little balls and you put them in boiling water and then you can mould them to how you like. I put them on my face with a mixture of spirit gum and latex and tissue paper. Put them on my face. Once everything had dried, I then painted everything grey. Got an old wig that I was going to get rid of anyway, cut it in half, used latex to stick that to my bald cap. I then got it's like a nipple cover, and I put that over one of my eyeballs and painted that grey. I then added the eyelids onto that, painted that grey. Then I got an bottom of a plastic egg cup, spray painted it black, put it over my eye. And I reckon it's montage time.